Hello guys, it's me Zane, and today we're gonna take a look at these, my floating orchid collection sort of, but that's a fancy name for sure. Yeah, I've already made some videos about these guys. You can check them out by clicking on the info card. Also, you can find those videos down in the description box and on my channel. But if you're new to this channel, well, consider the option of following me on Instagram and also subscribing to this channel. Let's get into this topic and let's talk about these guys. Well, okay guys, on this channel I experiment a lot. I did some experiments, for example on watering with ice cubes. All those orchids are dead now. Now, also, I made some experiments with these. I already made some videos about my sphere pot experiments, some things. At this point, I have, well, let's say a tiny collection of floating orchids, which I can beautifully display and showcase in my home. Well, yeah, I have a few videos about these guys on my channel, but I thought let's make a big comparative, all the infos type of video about these guys. And these orchids are my Paraphalaenopsis labucensis, my Dendrobium anasmon, my what's the name? No, this is not my Hochbosum, yeah, that one is dead. So this one is my Seidenfadinia mitrata, and also I have Dendrobium aphyllum and Uricone galliandre crossed with Erynchis scotchiana in this kind of hanging sphere pots, because I think this is a fun experiment and I like to showcase them like this. Also, I have one Coccodama Dendrobium nobili type, which is a sphagnum moss ball, so it's not like this one, so we're not gonna mention that one here. Oh, poor guy. Now, I started these experiments because maybe you already heard me saying that, because I'm saying these things like 1,000 times a week. I like orchids in their natural state, because orchids in the nature, they are hanging from trees and the bark of the trees and branches and stuff, and they look like super amazing and beautiful and fancy and stuff, and I want that in my home. I don't care about people forcing orchids into their plastic pots. I want the natural beauty of them. I want them how they evolved. I want that, and I'm not going to have anything else. Okay, I do, but still I want that. I want that look. And also I really like these long hanging leaves and spikes and orchid parts and stuff. So I was like, shit, I need to come up with something, because there is like nothing on the internet what I can find which actually meets my expectations with orchid growing and stuff, because you know I have some things which I want to keep while doing this, because you know there is one really simple answer for keeping orchids like they're in their natural habitat: orchid mounts. What do I look like? I will mount my orchids and I will water them every day? Bitch, that's not for me. I'm not the everyday watering type, except with my wandas, but you know, that's a different topic. I might have some problems. Yeah, I was like, well, I need to do something which will ensure that my orchids are hanging down like in the nature, but then again I can like water them once a week. And well, I came up with this. My hanging orchids are actually showcased this way. Not all of them, but a lot of them, which I like, so yeah. So I thought I will go through some of the like side information about them, which you might be curious, but also maybe you're not curious at all about this, and you know, that's fine. Well, in a regularly potted orchid, there is the pod, there is the medium inside the pod, and inside the medium there is the root system, and tada, there is the orchid on the top, and we force these orchids to grow like upwards. Now with these ones, they don't want to go really upwards, so they are hanging down, so I figured I need to do a pot which is like about the orchid, and I came up with this because I tried putting orchids with like normal regular pots hanging up, but I thought they look like really ridiculous and I didn't love the look. I wanted to do something which is slightly more aesthetically pleasing, because you know, why wouldn't I do that? I tumbled into these, well, Christmas decoration DIY stuffs in a crafts DIY store thingies, so I was like, well, that might be a good idea. So at first I started to experiment. I needed to like drill some holes. At first I tried to do that with a heated nail, but that was a complete disaster. So I changed the method, and right now I'm using a well, what is the name for that? I already forgot. It's not a proper drill, it's something and I cannot remember the name. So on a regular pot you need drainage hose on the bottom and one hole which is like for the orchid itself on the top. Now, this is something different, so I needed drainage hose, a hole which will serve as a hole for the orchid where it can grow out from this sphere, and also I needed a hole where I can water, since I cannot water from like below because that would be stupid. Now there is a hole on the bottom half which serves as a drainage hole, and also it serves as the hole for the orchid where it can grow out, but I needed a hole on the top part. With this one I tried some holes on the sides as ventilation holes, but no, that is not really working too well, so I'm not gonna do that like in the future. The top hole is not really important, like I can place it like anywhere and it will be fine. It just needs to be big enough to fill in the medium. The bottom hole is the easiest to do, well, I think, where the two halves are connecting. If I need to take my orchid out or if I need to do anything, that is the easiest method, I think. With this one I made the hole on the bottom, but that's not really good. When the hole is not like on the bottom but a little bit on the side, I think that's working a little bit better for me and also for the orchid. Also, I was thinking about the medium, and well, I'm using inorganic medium in my other pots, so well, I'm gonna do the same with these ones, since inorganic medium will serve in a long term for me. I don't want to like repot these like every year, every second year, because that would be like, well, a shock for the orchid, and well, basically a shock for me as well, because I don't want to take these like apart, because that would be really not that easy. So that might be some downside to these, but you know, long-term medium will serve for me just as well, so we good. Right now I'm using the combination of leca pebbles and the big chunk ceramics, because well, the leca pebbles will give me the free draining and the airy aspect, but I really want that moisture to be like stay there, so that's why I'm using the big chunk ceramics pieces. I don't want to use the small version of it because I think that would be like too small, because the big chunk ceramics will actually give me some aeration around the root system, so that is the perfect blend and mix for me in these pots in my environment. It might be totally different in your environment. That's how orchid growing is actually happening in the world. It will differ a lot from place to place, from environment to environment. Now let's talk about the watering. Well, you know, I have winters and I have summers. The summers are hot and I need to water a lot. And also I have winters and the winters are really not hot. So yeah, in the winter time I'm not watering that much, and in the summertime I'm watering like crazy, because these kind of dry out pretty fast, especially that one with the drainage hose. And that's another reason why I'm like keep doing these holes not on the bottom but a little bit on the side, because with that there will be a small water reservoir on the bottom of this sphere, and that small water reservoir will just serve me perfectly in the like summertime, because all that water which is in the reservoir will be like picked up by all these medium pieces, so the moisture will be spread out evenly throughout the whole like extent of the medium inside the pot. That's about the position of the hose and the watering, and the watering is like basically really easy. I just pour water on the top inside it, and well, basically that's all. There is like no magic happening there. I will just place these where I think there is enough light for them, so like there is no magic happening there again. Also, the fertilizer. I'm just fertilizing with a weaker solution with every watering, and I flush sometimes with like plain water, rainwater, where these are getting the same humidity as my other orchids. I don't even think about these things because I don't need to change anything about these. Now, there's one thing which might be hard to do with these, and that's the repotting bitch. I keep these two halves together with these like wire thingies because I don't want these two halves to come apart, so I had to like tie them together. So that's one thing. Also, it's a little bit harder to work with these with repotting and stuff because you know this is not just a usual regular pot and you pour the medium inside, put the orchid in, pour some more medium there, and basically your repotting is done. No, these are a little bit different. Well, it's not like super hard or something, but there might be some harder things when you are repotting these kinds of pots. But you know, I think they are worth it because I think they're unusual and beautiful, and these two things, these two traits together make something really special in your collection and in your home. These are conversation starters. I've started so many conversations with these, and that's especially good for me because I'm a socially awkward bitch. Interacting with people, these are no two things which go together really easily, so I'm not blending with people really easily. But with these ones, I should really just walk outside with these ones on the street, like, you know, casually going to shop for some groceries with my hanging orchid collection. There is no guarantee that the new roots will grow into the sphere, and that will suck. This is the same concern, well, like with all the other orchids. And also, so far, I have only one single aerial root growing outside of these spheres. That one is not here right now, so yeah, but you will see that because I can like edit videos. Wow. I had to quickly mention how I made these. I drill some holes into these halves so I can put the orchid in and I can put the medium inside, and after that I just place the orchid inside the empty little container sphere thingy, and after that I just put the medium inside, and well, basically it's done. These experiments are a huge success. There are some orchids which don't do really hot right now, but that's the orchid's fault and that's the repot's fault and stuff. But for example, my Dendrobium anosmum, this new cane here, which you cannot see, but this new cane is basically covered with flower spikes. They are just like tiny bumps right now, but they are growing and they are there, so I will have a beautiful show with this one. And also my Paraphonopsis lobocensis. There's the flower spike growing there. I mean, I'm really happy for that because the Paraphonopsis lobocensis is like one of my rare but beautiful orchids, and it will be in like flower, it will be blooming. My mind is blown. This experiment is a success. And also let's mention the future of these here. I will keep these growing like this because I like it, I really like it, they're really beautiful. Literally, these don't need more care than my other orchids, so they are really easily manageable. Also, well, if you are curious how I make these, I have a video about that, so well, you can check out that also. That was my video for today and I hope you liked it. If you disliked it, well, that's your fault. You can also dislike it by clicking on the dislike button, but I would be happier with clicking the like button. If you want to know more about these, or if you have anything basically to say, leave a comment down in my know it all section. You can subscribe to this channel, you can subscribe to my other channel, you can hit the bell button so you will get notifications every time I post, and you can follow me on Instagram. And that's for today. See you next time. Bye guys.